Today's video is starting inside. Go cat. Well, today's video is starting inside because, well, it's raining out. I wanted to work on that today, but I'm not going to do that in the rain. But we've got other stuff we can do, right, Kitty? Gardening isn't one of them. Well, let's get out in the garage and get going on some of the stuff out there. Before I go to the garage, I just noticed something. That's my cooler. I had this on my last little trip. Look at that. So this was frozen. I put that in there Thursday. It's Wednesday. Now, these are pretty good coolers. Right, Kitty? Want to look at the birds? They're delicious. Tastes kind of like chicken. I'm really happy with that cooler. Keeping ice that long that's something special. Okay, let's go out to the garage and do something. It's a little better. I wonder. Having trouble with my phone lately, and the trouble is I dropped it on its edge. On the edge where the camera is. Now the glass screen is separating from the touch screen. And just around the camera area. Top of the phone. So I don't know if that's causing all this haze around the lights because the glass is off a little bit, or if it's just grease from me. Either way, I'm gonna have to find another phone because this one's gonna cack soon and I'll need something else to record with. So I've come out to the garage and I'm going to knock off a few of the projects that I've had underway and I haven't finished. Which is probably a good idea, right? And one is making the pot holders for this. So what I'm going to do is find a way to bend these. I also have to trim the corners and find a way to attach the rods. I'll have to bend the rods as well. Let's look at bending the rods maybe first. Well, here's one of our rods. They're pretty thick, well, they're 1/4 inch. I'm not going to just up and bend them into the shapes I need. What I'm going to do is I'm going to determine the shapes I need from another wire and use it as a template. So here I have mechanics wire. Okay, so let's take a look at, so I'm gonna have to wing it. I'm determining my height, and I think that coming up 2 inches, it's gonna work. So far anyways. That height could change again. 3. 3. Originally thought we were going to go 3 inches before a bend, but we're going to go 3.5 now. Having looked at it again, another 3.5. Might be a little much. Oh, you know what? I think that's got it. Up there. I get my angles right. I'm going to run in the house and test this on a pot or a kettle and just see how the fit is. So here's my piece, and that's going to be fine. That will work nicely. Nice, it's raining even harder out there now. It's a real treat. Okay. Let me write down what we need to do for measurements. That we have our measurements. I've got to make the ends of these flat. They have to be flatter than this. So I'm going to use my torch and get to work. And a hammer and something to pound on too. That's good enough for me, as long as I've got enough to pop rivet to. So for my next trick, I'm just going to grind down the edges of these a bit so I don't have sharp corners. I use the grinding wheel for that. Okay, so I've taken these to the grinder and the wire wheel, cleaned up the edges, and did a nice finish on the outside. Look at that. Won't be like that in a minute. So I'm going to start pounding on these. I'm going to mark out now on my pieces here where my bends are going to be. So because these are going to be flat on here, and I need them to go essentially up and on an angle, I just did a test bend with my bender. I've never used it before, and it's 4 sheet metal. So why wouldn't it work for round stock? This is it. It's just a cheap Chinese Princess Auto thing. So I'm going to make my first bend now that I know that this works really well. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, there we go. So this will be pop riveted on like that, and our bends will now come this way. Because this is bent on different angles, I'm marking the angles that I'm going to bend. So this is on the inside. This other one is on the inside too, because it needs to go that way. There's our second bend. I'm going to check it against our template. Pretty close. Got to go a little further. Well, look at that. Other than cutting the end to length, we're good. Now I've got to bend the other one, opposite to this. So I've bent my second one. So in order to get these so that they're equal, I'm just going to mark them. Okay, let's go make that bend. Look at that. Perfect. Now I'll just trim the ends. I've got both of these cut and ready to go. I'm going to clean the ends up of them, and I'm going to give them a little polish with the wire wheel, just so I've got that type of finish. It'll all look the same then. Well, there we are. There's our 2 pot holders. I'm going to wrap it up there for today because I'm out of time, but that's what they're going to look like. There we go. Oh, tomorrow we'll put our bend on these, drill our holes and tap them. Actually, we'll probably drill our hole and tap them first before we put the bend on. I'm kind of happy with how that's turned out. And I've got some rod left over. I don't have enough to make another set, but as it's leftover stuff. You never know what you can use this stuff for. It's always handy to have extra. Thanks for watching. Please click key things, and I'll try and get that video up of the hatch slides in the next day or two when I've got time. Thanks.